This message is to our pastors, our South African pastors, to be specific. As a fellow pastor, I just want to try and speak for the people of God, because sometimes it's so nice to be on the receiving end of tithes and offerings and whatnot, and forget that these are real people with real needs. Now, as a disclaimer, I believe in tithing, I believe in giving, I believe in taking care of the pastors. Or this message is not about that, before somebody thinks that I'm saying something that I'm not saying. But on top of tithing and giving, remember that in most churches you find that there is still like seed offering. In some churches, especially the so-called prophetic churches, when I go to preach in their churches, you find that there is like six different offerings, pledges, prophetic what, a whole lot of things. And of course, some things are being sold in the church, right? And I'm not against that. I'm not even trying to be doctrinal right now. I'm just pointing out some things. So there is that. There is pledges. There is building fund. They still have to pay for your birthday. In some churches they do that. They still have to pay for your birthday, pay for your children's birthdays. In some churches they are like that extreme. Pay for your anniversary, your vacation, and all that. They still have to pay for all that. And now we are coming towards December. In a lot of churches, they are doing pastors' appreciation, and sometimes pressure is being put on the people that they are not freely giving to out of appreciation, but you find that they are sort of coerced into doing that in a way, maybe manipulated, through, sometimes that we love to say things and imply that if people don't do this, then maybe they are cursed or something like that, or they don't love the pastor or anything like that. So I am saying that we should also be considerate to the people of God. They paid for the conferences, the many conferences that we have in our churches. They prayed for the many services, the many all-night prayers, many days. They are still giving. Those people still have their families to take care of. They still have their children's school fees. They still have to buy uniform for their children. They are paying for their own cars and for their own houses, on top of paying for yours and all that, right? They are doing all that. They still have their own life. Some of them are honoring you as their spiritual parent, right? But they've never even honored their own parents. Right, that the people's parents come first. You don't come first. You are not that special that they should spend thousands of rands on you and not spend anything in their own home and on their own parents and their own children. So you find that they are not doing any of that. They are just simply busy taking care of you and yours. So let's not be like that. Let's not be like those pastors from other countries who come into South Africa, who don't care about the people, who don't care about our mothers and sisters and all that, right? Who come only to exploit and only to get and get. Let's not become like that. Let's not become like the fleece that the book of Proverbs is talking about, that is only taking and taking and taking. Let us not become parasites that are, sucking on the carcass of the already dying finances of our people, right? Let us encourage them to take care of their families. We are going towards December. Let us encourage them to buy school uniform for their children, to take care of their children. Let it not only be about you as a pastor. You have to care enough to encourage our youth. Let's encourage them to get into business, to work hard. Let us not build a giving and tithing a mindset around our youth. Now, is giving and tithing important? Of course it's important. It has its own psychological and spiritual benefit. I am not talking about that, but let us not build around that. Let us build a work ethic on our children, on our youth. Let us teach them how to become entrepreneurs. Let us teach them on how to plan, how to budget, how to do all that. Let it not be all about giving, all about your seed, and all about buying your oil and all that. Let us care for our people as Jesus cared for them and died for them on the cross. Let us care for our people as Paul cared for them and said that it is not the children who are worried or who care for the parent, but it's always the parent who cares for the children. Now, do we need offerings from the church? We need offerings from the church. The church cannot run without the offerings of the people, but let us avoid burdening the people beyond what they can carry, so that they will be blessed, so that they won't do anything out of complaint. Thank you. May God bless you. Enjoy your festive seasons.